Y'all, the way somebody was using my email for Match.com. Bitch, what? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Haley B. Again, I keep doing my Twitch intro. What's up guys? If you don't know me, my name is Haley. Welcome to my first ever book unhaul. My first ever book unhaul. We're getting rid of books today. I know I just did my birthday book haul, so this is kind of a switch up from that video. As I was kind of putting my bookshelf together, I was looking at all my books and I was like, dang, like there's some books here that I just do not think I'm gonna read, did not like, just went off my shelves, have been on my shelves for a really long time. And so I thought, what will make me feel great is a book unhaul, because I have so many books over here that I need to read. I have a ton of books that I'm still getting, more books that I'm gonna want to buy in the future. So I thought, with the urging of some of my friends, that a book unhaul would probably be the best thing for me. I tend to hold on to books because I have an emotional attachment to them, or I don't know, like there's just some memory tied to them, and so I end up keeping them. But I can't do that anymore. I have too many books, not enough space, and it's just taking up a lot of room. Right, mama? She agrees. Welcome to my first ever book unhaul. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe down below. If you're not following me on all my socials, please feel free to follow me on all my socials. And yeah, let's get right into the book haul. Unhaul. I keep saying haul. Let's get right into the book unhaul. So I actually don't know where I'm gonna start, honestly. There's a big mix of like super old books that I've had in my possession, some since like middle school era, and then there's some books that are relatively newer, some books I bought when I started my reading journey again a couple years ago. So I don't know where to start. I think I'm gonna start with these, I think. So the first books I'm unhauling is the Children of Eden series by Joey Graceffa. I bought this because I really liked Joey Graceffa back when I bought these. I was watching him quite often and I found out he wrote some books. And yeah, these are young adult fiction. They're very sci-fi-esque to me. I did really enjoy the first two books. I don't even know what order these go in. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I did really enjoy the first two books, but the ending made me so mad that I'm never gonna read these books again. I hated the ending of the series. I hated how he decided to wrap it up. And so I don't think I'm ever gonna read these again. They're beautiful books, beautiful covers. And again, I really enjoyed the story in the first two books, but that ending really just made me never want to read them again. So the Children of Eden series by Joey Graceffa will be leaving my shelves. So the next book I think I'm gonna unhaul is I Am Malala, obviously by Malala. I've had this book for quite a long time and I really wanted to read it because I really love her story, or what I've heard of her story, and I think that it would be a really good story to read about. If you guys do not know, Malala is a Pakistani girl who was shot, I believe, by the police of Pakistan, and because she was trying to go to school. I think that's what her story is. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but I'm pretty sure that is what it was. When the Taliban took control of the Swat Valley in Pakistan, one girl spoke out. She refused to be silent and fought for her right to an education. In October, when she was 15, she was shot in the head while riding the bus home from school. So I feel like this would be such a good book to read, but I think that I would enjoy this a lot more in audiobook. And I think that my sister would actually really enjoy this book. So I think I'm gonna try and give this to my sister. It's just been on my shelf for a very, very long time and I have not touched it, and I don't have the urge to read it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I Am Malala is my next unhaul. My next unhaul, I don't really know. 50 Shades Freed. I think this is the last, yeah, this is the third book in the 50 Shades of Grey series. I used to own the first two. I do not know where they went. I don't know if I lent them to somebody or if somebody lent them to me and then I just bought the third book, I could not tell you. But I have no interest in reading this. I ate it up when it first came out, and when I first read it, I ate it up. I've watched the movies a couple times, but I just have no, there's better books out there, you know, there's better things that I have to read. Although this paperback is floppy. There's better books out there, there's better things for me to read. I have enough of this type of literature in my possession that I enjoy a lot more and actually want to read. So yeah, 50 Shades Freed by E.L. James is going to be the next book to go. So the next few books are going to be kind of weird, off kilter, is that the right word? They're going to be a little bit different than the rest of my books, only because when we were going through all of my grandpa's stuff, he was kind of getting rid of some things. I was like, oh, I'll keep some books just because, like, maybe I'll want to read them eventually. But honestly, you guys, I do not see myself reading any of these books. I'm not even gonna tell you guys what they're about because honestly could not tell you. So I'm just gonna go through them really quick and let you guys know. So these are all the books that I kept from my grandpa's collection, but I will no longer be keeping. I have no interest in them, and I'm sure somebody else would enjoy them. So The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl, Beowulf by Burton Raphael, The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. This is such a tiny book. I had to read this in high school. I never did. I did not like reading the high school books only because they were making me read them. So I never read any of the books in high school. Don't come for me. Little Indians by Sherman Alexie, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Edgar Allan Poe, The Gold Bug and Other Tales, another Edgar Allan Poe, Tales of Terror and Detection, I don't know. O. Henry, The Gift of the Magi and Other Short Stories, no clue. Thucydides, The Peloponnesian War, no clue. Ready Player One, I have no interest in reading this. I feel like I should keep it and try to read it, but I don't know. I have really no interest in reading this. So Ready Player One, and then Pablo Neruda, 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair. Very thin books, a lot of classics. I'm not a classic girly. I don't know if I'll ever be a classic girly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of those now while I can, besties, while I can. So the next book I'm unhauling, I don't know where I got this, to be honest. I am not a self-help book girl. You will never catch me enjoying a self-help book. I find them depressing, and I don't know, I don't have any interest in them. So You're a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. I have no clue where I got this. I don't remember ever buying this. Maybe I borrowed it from somebody. I have no clue. As you can see, I got to chapter 52. The chapter is chapter 6 and it's called Love the One You Is. So that's where I stopped, probably for good reason. But yeah, I'm not a self-help book girl. I will never own a self-help book, and I just don't buy them. So yeah, we're just gonna move past that. The next two books I actually got whenever I was going to school, whenever I was going to college. I took a class, still to this day, one of my all-time favorite classes I have ever taken was my Latin American or United States Relations with Latin America class. Amazing class. If you have the chance to take any type of US relations with any country sector class, I suggest taking it. They're really, really good. So I have two books from that class. I was gonna keep these because I did really enjoy this class and I did enjoy learning about these things, but I'm never gonna read these. I need to get real. I'm never gonna read them, so there's no point in me keeping them. So we have The United States Occupation of Haiti and The Killing Zone. Again, I'm never gonna read these. I did really love the class, but there's no way that you're gonna catch me in a monthly wrap up being like,
oh yeah, the United States Occupation of Haiti, 5 stars.
You know, we're not doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. Maybe somebody else, more history interested people, would enjoy these books. So I'm gonna give them that chance to do that. So okay, so the next book my little sister actually had in her room and she didn't want it anymore. I don't know why she had it, but I was like, oh, I'll take it because I love Greek mythology. But I don't know why I took this from her. I'm never gonna read this. Let's be freaking honest. I'm never gonna read this. This is the classic bestseller Mythology, Timeless Tales of Gods and Heroes by Edith Hamilton. I'm never gonna read this. I'm never gonna read it. First of all, I hate these types of paperbacks. They feel so bad in my hands to hold. I don't know why. Like the mass market paperbacks, I do not like these. Like they just feel awkward. They're an awkward size. Not a fan. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this for the same reason as the other ones. History buffs, check your local library and or half price books if you have one, because those books are going to be there for you. Okay, so this next book I actually got in a blind date with a book purchase, but I genuinely do not think I'm going to read it. I genuinely do not think so. It's John Carter, the movie novelization. I genuinely do not think I'm going to read this. I don't see any part of me that's like, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to eat this up. This is gonna be my shit, you know, my shiz, my bread and butter. I don't see myself saying that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It's thick, it's a big book, and again, I don't have space. I don't have space for this. This would be a fast read too, because the pages are, like the font is huge. There's pages that are just blank, and the margins are gigantic, but we're just not gonna read this. So John Carter, sorry about it, but we're gonna get rid of you. In the vein of Disney, because John Carter is Disney, I think I'm gonna get rid of all of my Twisted Tale books. Let me hold them up for you. I think I'm gonna get rid of all my Twisted Tale books. I do not think I'm gonna read these. I bought these thinking, oh my gosh, I love Twisted Tale. Like I love villain, like anti-hero stories. I love when the villains have their story. I love that, and I love Disney, but again, I genuinely do not think I'm gonna read these, and I bought a lot of them. Like I bought, anytime I saw one in a Barnes or in a half price books, I was buying them. As you can see, I have so many of them. I have not touched or had the urge to read any of these at all. So I'm just gonna give them to somebody else to hopefully enjoy more than I did, because I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't read any of them. So yeah, this is why I need to stop buying series or interconnected standalones without reading the other ones first, because stuff like this happens. Okay, so the next book I'm going to get rid of that I've actually had again for quite a long time is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is, I believe, a mystery thriller. I am not sure. I think I'm going to give this to my mom. I don't remember when I bought this. I think I bought this like quite a long time ago. Have not thought about reading it. Have not thought about even attempting to read it. I don't know. I don't know why I bought this. I don't know where I got it. But I am not a mystery thriller girl. I'm not a mystery girl. So I don't see myself reading this. And if I do pick up a mystery and a thriller or a thriller, it's probably going to be one of the newer ones. I don't know. I just don't see myself reading this. I'm going to try and give it to my mom. My mom loves thriller, so I'll try and give it to her if she wants it. But if she doesn't, I'll just, you know, give it to somebody else. I need to see if my city has free, like, libraries. I could honestly put all these in a free library. I'm gonna have my sister look through them and my friend look through them and see if they want anything, but other than that, like, I could put all these in a free library if we have any. I don't know if we have any though. These next books I'm actually kind of sad about. When I was a kid, this was one of my favorite series of all time. I honestly don't remember anything about them because it's been so long since I've read them, but I loved these series, like this series in in general. The Maximum Ride series by James Patterson. I've had these books, I cannot tell you guys how long I have had these books. I think some of them though, like these covers, I think that I bought later in life because I was like, oh my gosh, Maximum Ride. I love Maximum Ride. And I think I was starting to collect them again, but I haven't read any of them. I haven't read a single one. Not a single one. Like, that's how old this one is. That's a Borders price tag. Like, if you know, you know how old this book is because I bought it at Borders. Yeah, so, you know, I just, like, this book was $7.99. Again, that's how you know, like, that's how you know that these are old, is because I purchased these for under $8. That's crazy, but I genuinely do not see myself reading these ever again. I loved them when I read them. I don't know how many I ended up getting through as a kid, but I really did enjoy them when I read them. So I think I'm gonna see if my friend or my sister wants to take them for their classroom because they teach middle school. So I'm gonna check the ages on these, but really sad to let those go because of nostalgia, but it had to be done because I just, like, I'm not gonna touch them ever again, you know? All right, so I have two more little stacks of books by authors that I just don't think I'm gonna read. If you guys say in the comments, like, no, you need to read this one book because it's amazing, I'll think about it. But as of right now, I have no urge to read either of these people ever again. So the first one is Tessa Bailey. I don't think I'm going to read a Tessa Bailey book. I tried to read My Killer Vacation, and her writing to me was just very, I try to be, like, I don't want to be mean, right? Because, like, obviously these people have put so much work into these books, and people love these books. Like, I don't want to bash something that people have worked hard on or that people love. That's just not who I am. I don't want to be like that person. I didn't like her writing. Whenever I was reading My Killer Vacation, I did not like the writing. It felt like, it did not feel like the type of writing that I enjoy. I feel like that's a safe way to put it. I didn't like it, so that makes me not want to read these. Although I've heard that It Happened One Summer is really, really good. It's based off Schitt's Creek, I think, which, I mean, I enjoyed Schitt's Creek, like, when I watched it, but I just don't have the urge to read her books. These are the only 3 books that I have by her. Obviously, I was inspired heavily by Book Talk. I just don't have the urge to read her. But again, if you guys can convince me otherwise to give her a second shot, I'll think about it. I'm not gonna be getting rid of these anytime soon. And even if my sister takes them, like, I could obviously borrow them from her, but yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. I just don't have the urge to read her books ever again. So, and the last one. This is gonna be a little shocking, I think, to some of you. I just want to preface this with the fact that, like I said for Miss Tessa Bailey, if you love these authors, if you love these books that I'm getting rid of, I love that for you. I used to love this author. I've read 3 books by this author, I think, and one of them was one of my favorite books ever for quite a long time. But as we grow and as we read more, you know, literature, whatever you want to call it, as we read more, we start to discover that our tastes change, and sometimes authors that you enjoyed before don't appeal to you anymore. So that's how I feel about this next author. I enjoyed the 3 books that I read by her. They made me cry my eyes out. You know, they made me feel some things. So I'm not saying that, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be like the nice person here by saying, like, you know, just because I disagree and, like, I'm getting rid of this author and I don't want to read this author anymore, it doesn't mean blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? The typical, like, disclaimer that most book people give. I'm trying to give that, but I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to say the word. But anyway, the next author I'm getting rid of, the books I'm getting rid of, it just happens to all be by one. It doesn't matter. Colleen Hoover. I'm getting rid of all my Colleen Hoover books. This one is actually my sister's. She let me borrow it. She wanted me to read it, but these are all the books I have currently. The only one here that isn't here is Ugly Love, which I really, really loved Ugly Love. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I read that book, I was like, wow, I love this freaking book. Yes, it was problematic, but that's Colleen. Colleen Hoover writes problematic books with problematic themes, and my girl loves trauma. She's a trauma girly. She loves trauma. So Ugly Love was one of my favorites. I let my friend borrow it, and I'm not gonna be getting it back from her. I am not going to be pursuing to get it back from her, so she could just keep it. Melanie, if you're watching this, you could just keep Ugly Love. I don't want it anymore. But yeah, so the books that I have read are November 9 and It Ends With Us. These books I have read by her. I liked November 9 and I liked It Ends With Us. I really did. But again, the more that I read and the more that I evaluate how these books made me feel, I don't want to feel like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, these books make me cry a lot, and I know that reading a Colleen Hoover book means that I'm going to sob. It means I'm going to get my heart broken, and it means that there are things that I'm going to have to evaluate within myself just to read these books. And I don't want to feel like that when I read. I don't mind crying. I read freaking Sarah J. Maas, you know, like, I don't mind crying. I don't mind having an emotional experience to a book. But when we're stacking all of our books with so much trauma and so much turmoil, I don't know. I don't know how to I don't even know if I'm making sense. But this is just my thought process. I just don't, you know? I just don't find myself wanting to read her books. My sister let me borrow this book months and months and months and months ago, and I still have not touched it. Like, usually when people let me borrow books, I pick them up immediately because I want to return them as soon as I can. But, you know, I just haven't had the urge to pick up a Colleen Hoover book. I feel like I'm over-explaining myself. I feel like I'm trying to justify to you guys why I'm getting rid of these books when you guys don't care, you know? They're my books. I spent my money on them, and if I want to get rid of them, like, I'm allowed to do that. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'm getting rid of 45 books. I think that that's amazing, especially considering how many books I freaking have on my physical TBR. Getting rid of almost 50 is quite an accomplishment, honestly, and I'm very proud of myself. So yeah, let me know down below if I should give Miss Tessa Bailey another shot. I am not gonna give Colleen another shot. That's a hard giveaway for me, but if you would like me to give Tessa Bailey another shot, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you. I love you. You're so beautiful. Leave me your favorite color emoji down in the comments. So if you like green like me, if you're a green girly, leave me a green emote. Go ahead and leave me your favorite color emoji down below. Make sure you subscribe, like, put on the bell, all of those fun YouTube thingies. And yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. I love you all so much, and bye!